Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the Time Travelling Toy Collector, and this is Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, one of the 60th anniversary releases, and something that we've been waiting a long time for. It's the Fugitive Doctor, as played by Joe Martin in the TV series, the Fugitive Doctor and TARDIS box set from Character Options. It was an online exclusive. I think they heavily underestimated how many people might want to get their hands on it. It was carnage. The website could not cope, and I was one of the ones who was struggling to get it. And let me just tell you something that really annoys me. You may disagree. You're entitled. That's the wonderful world we live in. But there's an awful lot of online exclusives that seem to release. Not everyone does this, but they seem to release slap bang in the middle of the day or in the morning of a working week. Now, I know you can't please everybody. I understand that, and I'm not suggesting that it can be done. But you can please a majority. You can think about a majority, and the majority of people who are going to be forking out money for this and other things are probably going to be working during the day. So doing it at a point where it's almost impossible for some of the very people who are paying for it. And people go, oh yeah, but it's for the kids. It is. Well, the kids are at school and probably aren't paying for it. And the parents or carers or guardians or whatever who are going to be buying it for the kids may also be at work or whatever else. So please, can we maybe normalise doing some of these things outside of work hours? I do appreciate I may be in the minority here, and it's a personal pet peeve. But trying to, especially when you know it's going to be a limited online exclusive release, blah, 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 it's a real pain trying to get and be available so you can go after something like this online when you should be busy doing your job. I was very lucky because I was busy doing my job and I was able to pick one of these up out because it was ridiculous. I'd set some time aside to do it, and it was just a car crash of a website situation. So I was able to get it later in the day, hurrah. And then a few days later they were saying, oh, we've still got a last few units left. So at that point, when I realized that if I was actually going to display one of these or this with my Doctor Who figures and TARDISes, then there is actually some mutilation required of the box because of what they're calling an Easter egg, but is actually you just press out a bit of cardboard, pop it in the TARDIS model, and there you go. A bit like they used to do for you when they first started bringing out 5.5-inch compatible figures and TARDISes. They used to have that sort of cyclical backdrop within the, I'm trying to think what the right name is. I'll go with diorama, but it isn't that, I don't think. At the back of the TARDIS. So, but now you get to put it in yourself because that's an extra bonus. That's progress. Yeah, it's like self-service at a supermarket. Anyway, I'm not moaning because I'm very pleased and excited that I got one. And I'm very pleased and excited that I got one because already there were people on secondary market websites and auction sites, etc., selling these or pre-selling these at 2 or 3 times the price. Absolutely insane. So huge result that I got one, a huger result that I got a second one that I'm leaving in the box. This one I will be taking out the box very shortly. I just wanted to show you the packaging in the first instance because it's quite nice. It's a nice shape. You've got that sort of cut out corner there. The figures on display at the front. There's the blaster. Windows all round, so no non-plastic policy here. You can see it's got opening doors, hurrah. Fugitive Doctor, hurrah. And then of course at the back we have a bit of blurb about the Fugitive Doctor, what little we know. So I'll leave that there. You can pause the video if you want to read it. I'm not going to linger on it too much. Around the box we go, a bit more, and then top and bottom is kind of everything you'd expect it to be. I do like that diamond logo, FYI. And then the sort of character options, legals at the bottom, stuff like that. So that's a little tour around the box. But yeah, so I'm gonna crack it out of the box because I can. We'll take a look at it, and then I'll give you some thoughts. You've probably already got one, and I know other people have already done a review. But then this is the Time Travelling Toy Collector, so I'm usually about this is quite early for me. I'm usually a few years down the road. But because it's a special edition, and it's, I was quite keen to get my hands on it. And I have seen some people have mixed opinions about it. And you know what? And it could be the completist in me, but whether you appreciate or don't appreciate the potential of the Fugitive Doctor storyline from the TV series itself, the fact that it was established as a Doctor character whenever in the timeline they appear, it's kind of nice to have that to add to your collection of Doctor figures. And you know what? Imagination's a wonderful thing, and there's all sorts of ways you can fold that into your own personal headcanon. And really, at the end of the day, that's ultimately all that really matters. Right, let's crack this open and let's see the Doctor, the TARDIS, the blaster, and the Easter egg in full swing. Don't touch that dial. Okay, so that is everything out of the packaging, and I will just start by saying, again, as this is not an unfamiliar mould for the TARDIS, so I already like it. There are some minor changes around the top. I generally like them as a look. I don't like the fact that, can't quite see it, but I'll go up a little bit. So we've got this lamp effect here, but it's loose. You can hear that? It's loose. So that's a real pain as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. The figure, very good. The gun, nicely held. Nicely supported across two hands. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. The one thing I want to say is devastation. So if you were somebody who wanted to possibly take, so that's how you take the diorama out. There's instructions there, but you've got to literally destroy the packaging. So this is not a toy that is designed. If you want to get it out and have a look at it, you need, and you also want to be able to keep it pristine, you need to, because you can't get the figure out without, because the TARDIS, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice and secure, but the police box and the figure are held together in a lot of plastic. As ever, the TARDIS is screwed in to the box, so you have to unscrew that. It is not an easy win to extract this figure. But, if you're quite content to do that, then you shouldn't really have any problems with it, because it is, once you commit to it, it's quite straightforward and very easy to do. If you've got a craft knife and a screwdriver, really easy to do. So anyway, let's take a look at what I would suggest is the main event, which is this Fugitive Doctor figure. I think the head sculpt there is excellent, even down to the lovely ponytail, very nice. I think the head sculpt is excellent. I think some of the detailing on the costume, I'm going to be really harsh now, I think I've seen custom figures do it better. I'm not going to name names, but I think I have. That said, I still think overall, you can see the buttons there on the jacket, you can see the cuffs there, the buttons on the side, the pockets, the tailored jacket, the gold buttons on the rear. I mean, it's done very nicely. I just think some of it I've seen done possibly a little better with some custom figures. The gun is very nice, it holds well overall. We've got some nice gold detailing on the gun, you can see that there. Yeah, and the figure is very nicely articulated actually. I'm not going to start moving it around. It would be nice if I could get the figure to hold the gun across both hands, but I can't. But what I can do is position it in such a way, he says tentatively, that at least it appears that that's what's happening. So yeah, I really like the figure. Again, articulation everywhere you'd expect it to be. There's even a little bit of hand rotation at the wrist, which enabled me to position that as well as it goes. So yeah, figure, really like it. Let's talk TARDIS. So I've already mentioned the lamp. Bit disappointed with the lamp. I know, again, there's some screen accuracy issues here. We're not going to dwell on that too much because character options have made several reuses of TARDIS shells, and I'm kind of over talking about it, to be perfectly honest, because that we know what we're getting. And they have made some minor adjustments. It doesn't show quite so well there, but you can see that the roof is ever so slightly, I mean, beyond ever so slightly, really, so slight you wouldn't notice, ever so slightly angled up, and that is the new lamp that we've got for this Fugitive Doctor's TARDIS. And as I've said, it's a little bit wobbly, so I'm not super thrilled. TARDIS itself, very nice. It's as I say, it's not a box we haven't seen before in its entirety, but I like it. I like the way the shadows fall across it. I think it'll make for a nice prop as part of toy photography. I probably won't get a chance to do too much with that for this video, but I think generally, as a rule of thumb, I think it will be good for that. I think it'll cast some nice shadows and you can get about some nice lighting off it. But yeah, oh sorry, apologies. So the doors open much like all of the others, and there's no telephone accessory there that I can see or find. Is that, am I lying? No, I'm not. I don't think I am. And so there's the diorama, which you have to insert yourself. It's that cardboard cutout, so you can have that there in all its glory. Framing, we can pull the door to a little bit as well, just for added mystique. Let's see a bit more of the console there, shall we? Just for not too much mystique. So that's in there, and it kind of creates the effect you're after, if I'm honest. It does achieve that, but I still think, I mean, maybe they thought they were doing us a favour by making it something we could do ourselves. Oh my goodness me, aren't we clever? But you know, why? Just put it in, and then give us a light so we can actually see it when we open the doors. I remember the original Spin and Fly, whatever it was called, the lights and sound TARDIS that we had with David Tennant's arrival in the role the first time around. It was really good, and mine still works, so I'm quite happy about that. It's a bit of a cop-out. Let's just say it's a bit of a cop-out, but that shuts like that. We have the button here that we can press that sort of spring lowers the door and lets it close. That's a feature, by the way, that doesn't work on my 13th Doctor's TARDIS. It lasted about 5 minutes and then stopped working, which is a huge nuisance. And of course, there is no diorama inside the 13th Doctor's TARDIS. Yes, you can get them, you can download them, you can print them, you can put them in, but then, you know, that would have been nice to have been included, even if it was one of these bonkers Easter eggs. But as a set, it's a really nice set. So if you're a collector of Doctor Who figures, action figures, and I do urge people to, if you are a fan and do collect these sort of things, I wouldn't boycott it because you don't agree with the plot, this, that, and the other. Because that, to be honest, personal view, obviously, really do what you like. I'm just talking from my own point of view. I think when we start doing things like that, it does a little bit hamper future products that we might really have wanted. That said, I'm still holding out hope that one day we get a Bessie. I really want a 5.5-inch compatible Bessie. I know that it was originally planned at one point and then scrapped for whatever reason. I really want one. Can we? I don't know. Maybe Hasbro could pick up the license in the future, and they could do a HasLab Bessie. I don't know. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But I'd love for there to be something, because I'd really like a Bessie. That's kind of a key thing that we don't have in our figures, rather, action figures collectible range. From the classic series is a Bessie that we could fit the figures in, and so again, a plea to the universe, make that happen. But anyway, I digress hugely, terrifyingly. So TARDIS, yeah, like it. Lamp, like the design of it. I don't think it's quite screen accurate, surprise, but I don't like that it wobbles. I like the fact that we've got an insert for the Doctor's TARDIS. I kind of less like that I had to do it myself. That's probably because I'm lazy. The figure I think is really nice. It's very posable. The gun is a nice fit. It works very nicely. Have I seen slightly better customization versions of the Fugitive Doctor? I think I have. But it's an official Doctor with an official TARDIS, so I'm not unhappy fully or dissatisfied. Sounds like I am, but I'm really not. I'm more dissatisfied with the way we had to try and get it, because this happened with the Doctor's sonic screwdriver, and if I haven't yet reached 1,000 subscribers, don't forget, and you wanted to get a 14th Doctor's online exclusive sonic screwdriver, check out my Doctor Who video for that, because I do have a spare one which I'm giving away when I reach 1,000 subscribers. So if I haven't yet reached 1,000 subscribers, there's still a chance for you to enter that, because I won't have given it away yet. But once I hit 1,000 subscribers, it will probably have gone by now. But if you want to know how to be with a chance, if I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers, then by all means listen to that video. And it's also a good idea to like the video and to subscribe to the channel, because that'll push, if I'm not there yet, that'll push us towards that number, and then you're in with a chance. Fantastic. So does the Fugitive Doctor, put my teeth in, and their TARDIS warrant a space on your shelf? Well, if you're a Doctor Who fan, you know it does. If you're an action figure Doctor Who collector, you know it does. If you're a lover of the TARDIS police boxes and you want all the variants, then you know it does. If you're not that fussed, then you probably haven't picked it up and put yourself through the torture that the rest of us went through to try and get it. But what I would advise is you're very mindful about not forking out over the odds on the secondary market, because, as I say, we've already seen that start to happen. So please be mindful, and it's worth checking out Character Options, Character Toys website, just in case they have some left at the retail price, before you get suckered in spending £80-90 plus on a figure that you could still get. So check that out. Anyway, thanks for spending the last 15-16 minutes with me. It's been an absolute pleasure from my point of view. You've been a wonderful audience. I've been the time-travelling toy collector, and this has been the Fugitive Doctor. Mysterious. And their TARDIS. Not so mysterious. Although, why is it a police box? We're not going to discuss it. We're not going to discuss it, because you can all do it in your head as to why these things are as they are. From Character Toys, fantastic, online exclusive. I'm glad I've got it. A couple of issues, nothing I can't overlook. Very much hope you've enjoyed the video. As mentioned, do drop it a like, do drop a subscription to the channel, and I very much look forward to seeing you in a future or a past video. Just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Take care, and bye-bye for now.